So first thing that we're going to talk about is integers. Integers, the definition for it is the set of whole numbers that includes positive numbers and negative numbers and zeros. Okay? So an integer is basically a whole number. You can't have a decimal. So 1.3 is not an integer, right? It's a decimal, so it's not part of the integer.
Kind of like the temperature then?
Temperature is not an integer, right? Because temperature can be like 12 and a half, right, degrees, or minus 15 degrees. So it cannot, you cannot say that temperature is an integer. Temperature can be negative and positive, but it's not an integer, right?
Okay.
What could be an integer? Let's say basketball points can be integers, right? Because when you're counting, you're not counting half a point. You're counting 16 points, 100 points, 110. There's no negatives.
So, okay. So it doesn't have to have negative.
It doesn't have to be a negative, but it can be either a negative, a positive, or a zero, but it has to be a whole number. It can't be decimals. Okay? So you have the positive integers, which are the numbers that are bigger than zero, and you have the negative integers, which are the numbers that's lower than zero. Okay? So is negative 33.5 an integer? No, because it's a decimal. It has the decimal in it, right? So no, because integers do not include decimals. Where do you see negative numbers other than math? Where do you see negative numbers other than math? So you were saying something about temperature, right? In temperature, we do have negative numbers, right? They don't have to be integers. In this case, they're asking about numbers, right? Number does not have to be an integer. Okay? The word integer is what tells you it has to be a whole number. Okay? So where do you see negative numbers? As you said, in weather, where we have negative temperature. Right?
I mean, I could think of things, but they all have halves in it.
So that's fine. It's a number. What is it?
Wouldn't it be like someone's waist? I don't know, like the size zeros, and like it doesn't go like, I don't know how gross.
So you mean like sizes?
Yeah.
Yeah, sizes, but they don't have negative sizes, do they?
No.
No. So where can I see negative numbers other than math? Pressure.
I don't know.
How about golf?
Golf. Yeah, that's one sport I don't play.
Did you watch?
No.
So they have the, is it parity or something like that? Under parity or something like that?
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah?
saying. Yeah. It's like the one thing.
Okay.
Early?
Yeah. So golf. How about statistics? Right, in stats, when they do give you stats in sports as well, right? They tell you that this person has increased their performance by 5%, or they decreased their performance, right? So statistics. Just give me a minute, Erin. Do you guys watch the stocks? No? Okay, stocks also have negative and positive, right?
Is there a lot of tests in this class?
There will be tests and like quizzes, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And it will be mostly open notes,
Yeah.
okay? Karen, this is what I'm work all for you to do together on, so this is the next booklet, so this is starting in algebraic expression, right? It has some review from previous, so you see here, you see the lesson, it's what I filled out, and some work for you to do, okay? And I'll come back and help you run on. Okay, now, so let's see how does the negative and positive integer work, okay? Do you guys know we have a number line, okay? So a number line starts from 0, and it either goes to the left of the 0 or to the right of 0, okay? And this is where we have the negatives and the positives, right? So if the number is to the left of the 0, right? If you're moving left, you're moving to the negative integers. If you're moving to the right of the 0, you're moving to the positive integers, okay? So when I say negative 5, I actually mean it's 5 less than the 0, right? So if you were going to look at the negative 5, which is right here, right? It's 5 points less than 0, or below or to the left of 0. Are you guys okay with that? So positive numbers start on the right side of the 0 and get bigger as you move to the right, while the negative number starts on the left of the 0 and gets smaller as you move to the left. That being said, which one is smaller? Negative 5 or negative 2?
Smaller?
Smaller.
Does
Which
smaller
one?
mean like, okay, then it would be 5.
Negative 5, right? Negative 5 is smaller than negative 2 because it's farther away from the 0. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, for example, negative 8 is smaller than negative 5, right? Because negative 8 is right here and negative 5 is right here. So negative 8 is smaller. How about 8 and 5? Which one is bigger, 8 or 5? 8, right? 8 is a bigger number. If you're 8 years old, you're older than a 5-year-old. So 8 is bigger than 5. Okay? So this question is to tell you that if it's a negative number and it's a bigger value, that means it's an actually smaller number. So if you have negative 8, it's smaller than negative 5. But if you have 8, it's bigger than 5. Are you guys okay with this? Oh.
I don't like the smaller, like calling it smaller.
It is smaller.
Throws
It
me
is
off.
smaller because which one you owe? If you owe $10 or you owe $5, which one is like you're more in
You
debt?
owe more.
Yeah, but you're more in debt. You're more under.
Yeah.
So which one is colder?
Yeah.
Negative 10 or negative 5?
I understand that.
You know, so it's you're moving kind of down
Yeah.
underground, like you're digging underground. Okay. Okay, so if I wanted to rank these numbers, negative 5, 10, 1, negative 70, negative 8, 21, and negative 18, from smallest to largest, where do I start with? What's the smallest number? Negative 18.
Because there's no x.
Followed by? So negative 18.
7. Would be negative 7. Oh, negative 8.
Negative 8.
Because you're times it, so 2,
Negative 7.
5.
Negative 5.
oh, x equals 3, so that makes sense. Should be
0.
So it should be 2 times x.
I mean 1 time.
Yeah, because 2x.
10
times 3 plus 3, that makes sense.
and 20.
I'm thinking more about the graph and distributing. That's what I It would make more sense because this is not. That would become 7x. Maybe 3 minus the 30.
Okay.
I know I did. Let's do it. Let's go by your turn. Yes. Okay, never. Go shop.
Okay. Are you guys okay with placing these numbers? Are you okay with that? Alright.
What's that sound?
Okay. Now we're going to talk about adding and subtracting integers. Okay? So you probably want to keep this in mind. I'll talk about this after I explain this. This is something that you will have the whole semester. Okay? It'll be right here for your help. So when you're adding two positive integers, okay? So adding two positive integers, like me telling you what's 5 plus 5, right? That's adding 2, and they're positive integers, right? Or what's 5 plus 6, or what's 5 plus 17, okay? I'm adding two positive integers. When you add them, your answer is gonna be a bigger positive integer, right? So if I do 5 plus 10, what am I gonna get? 15. That's a bigger integer. That's positive. Good. So 3 plus 5 is, what's 3 plus 5?
8 plus 5?
3. 3
Oh,
plus 5.
3. 8.
8. Oops, wrong spot. This is not. How about 12 plus 7? 19, right? So you see what's happening in this case? The number is bigger than both numbers, right? And it's positive. Now what happens when you add two negative integers together? When you're adding two negative integers? It goes lower, right? So it's going to be another negative integer, right? It's going to stay negative, but it's going to be a smaller integer, okay? So, -3 plus -5. Let's think about this number line right here. So if you're adding -5 to your -3, which direction are you moving? That's right. So you're starting at -3, and you're adding -5. Since you're adding -5, that means you have to move in this direction, to the left. So I'm starting at -3, and I'm moving 5 to the left. And I'm going to end up at -8. So that's a smaller integer, correct? Okay. So, -3 plus -5 is -8.
So what if the plus sign in the middle was a negative? What if you're a minus number?
We will get to that in a bit. I will answer that question. Okay? In this case, I'm adding two negative integers. How about -4 plus -7? Negative. So what you do, it's as simple as adding both integers. So 4 and 7 is 11, and then keep that. Okay? Okay. Now, when you have that plus and that negative next to each other, it's the same thing as writing a negative. So, which does that mean? Can I just have your attention for a second here? So I can write this as 3, -3, and then -5, right? Because a positive times a negative is a negative. Okay? So that's the same thing. This is the same thing as writing this. Because positive times a negative Are you guys okay with this?
You're basically only doing the bracket because we don't want to get confused with the negative.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. We're trying to simplify things. Positive times a negative is a negative. Okay? And that's what we have right here in,
So like,
right.
so you're not.
Positive times a
I
negative.
feel like you would
Excuse me.
distribute the x. So you don't distribute the x to the next one.
Okay?
I
So
think
that
you
is
do
negative
because
3
you're
minus
times
5
it by
is
x.
negative
Times it by x.
8.
Like this one what if you because you're timesing it by times it.
How will I write the next one?
You have an ID. Like there's no x there, so you're not distributing it to 2, but.
If I want to remove the
You're
bracket.
distributing it to 2 because that's, do you get what I mean? Do you get what I
So
mean?
it's negative 18?
That's right. So your answer is negative 18. But if I want to do this step first, what do I do?
Oh.
Do you get what I mean?
Negative 6. What happens between these two?
In terms of doing
Because
negative.
it has to be negative.
Look at what I did.
Well.
12, which is equal to negative 8.
Like this makes sense to me. Kind of. This sense. I mean, I thought this made sense because of the x. It distributes into the next one, so it
Okay.
becomes 3x. You know what I mean? Oh wait, no, it doesn't even
No.
reduce 3x. It becomes 2x. It's still 2x.
Are you guys okay with this so far?
So then, but then,
Now,
maybe we'll.
what if I have two negatives after each other? We call this snap. Snap means subtracting a negative is like adding a positive. Subtracting a negative is like adding a positive.
Like the x.
Because what happens is the negative and the negative, they make a positive. Think about it this way. I am not going to school today. What does that mean?
You're not going.
I am not going.
And then now,
You're definitely not going.
I'm going. So I'm not going, that means I'm not going.
Okay.
Right? But I am not going.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I'm going.
Okay.
Right? So you have two negatives,
Okay.
they make a positive.
I don't know how that works, but I'll just go with it. Well,
What
it's
do you
just, I don't know, it just doesn't really click in my head, but I'll learn.
It doesn't click the English part or the math part?
The math.
The math part. Okay. Let me tell you this.
Well, it's just like the negative and the negative. I don't know. I'm just not used to it yet.
And that's why we have a calculator.
Yeah.
Trust me, you're gonna be using your calculator. But it's nice to sometimes
Oh, yeah.
think about how things work,
Yeah.
right? Right? So think about the math. If you have two negatives, it's like you're going to the left.
I don't know. I was thinking.
You're going to the left side, like left 5 left steps. Like it's kind of complicated. Okay? But think about it this way. A negative and a negative, they multiply to make a positive. Okay? So when you have two negatives back to back, they make a positive. I don't know why.
But that's not a negative, that's a 3.
That's a 3 minus negative 5.
So it's not a negative and a negative.
Plus.
Yeah, but there is a negative
Oh.
and a negative.
Okay. It doesn't even have
They
to-
have to be after each other.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If I have this,
Yeah.
this is not the same as this. They're not the same.
Okay.
Okay? This one I'm starting at 3
Yeah.
and I'm subtracting negative 5. So it's the same thing as saying I'm starting at 3 and I'm adding 5.
So it's negative 2.
I'm adding 5 to the 3.
8.
8. Okay? That will only work if you have negative, bracket, and another negative. Okay? So, let's look at this one. What would I write from the next one?
Positive. Isn't it?
So, what would I write? What would I start with? Negative 9, right? Negative 9 plus 3.
Okay.
Okay? So that's negative 6. easier to do this, right? To change your negative and negative to positive, and then find the answer. Okay? Now, adding moves you to the right on the number line. So if you're adding, let's say, if you're at -1, and you're adding 5, right? Then you're moving to the right 5 times. If you're adding 5. But if you're subtracting, you move to the left.
Because it's not like that. You're what should be here?
Okay? In this case, if you're moving to the right, you're adding 5. If you're moving to the left, you're subtracting 5. Okay? So what I want you to do right now is I want you to go to the next page, and I want you to try to do that first sheet. Try it without a calculator first, and then to check your answer, I want you to do it on a calculator. Okay?